This is CNBC's live blog tracking developments on the Israel-Hamas war. See below for the latest updates. Israel has pledged to continue its large-scale, significant strikes in pursuit of Hamas militants responsible for the October 7 carnage. Overnight, IDF forces entered the northern Gaza Strip and expanded ground activities. Israel Defense Forces spokesperson, Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, said. The expansion of the IDF's operational activity furthers the war's goals. It comes as Israel enters the second phase of its war against Hamas, which Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said will be long and difficult. Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas has called on the international community to stop Israel's attacks on Gaza, and said people trapped in the Palestinian enclave are facing a war of genocide, even as the world watches on. Meanwhile, the IDF reiterated calls for citizens in Gaza to move south in a renewed warning. Today, we increase the urgency of that warning, Hagari said in a video posted on social media, highlighting that residents have been told to leave for 2 weeks now. Since the start of the war, more than 7,700 people in Gaza have been killed, nearly half of them children, according to the Gaza Health Ministry, which is controlled by Hamas. In Israel, at least 1,400 people were killed and 229 people are believed to have been kidnapped into Gaza. The IDF is reiterating its calls for the citizens of Gaza to move south, saying the urgency for them to move away from what it describes as a Hamas stronghold has increased. In a post on X, Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari said in English, civilians in northern Gaza and Gaza City should temporarily move south of Wadi Gaza to a safer area where they can receive water, food and medicine. Israel has cut off water, food, fuel and aid from the besieged enclave since the early days of the war in a bid to weaken Hamas militants, and Palestinians trapped inside Gaza say there's nowhere to hide. Hagari said the IDF has been warning citizens for over 2 weeks to move away from Hamas strongholds. Today, we increase the urgency of that warning, he said. Israel will press on with large-scale, significant strikes, as it seeks out Hamas militants and their leadership in Gaza, the Israel Defense Forces said. The IDF is continuing with large-scale, significant strikes from the air and from the sea, and the targeting of terrorists, spokesperson, Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, said in the latest press update. Covered by aerial support, IDF forces, from infantry, armor, and artillery, entered northern Gaza overnight and expanded ground activities, he said. He also said the IDF has killed key Hamas leaders including the commander of the naval force of the Gaza Brigade and other brigade commanders. CNBC could not verify those claims. These commanders are the operational commanders of Hamas tactical leaders.